Hello preschoolers, here I am, it's Miss Mo. We're going to do a special experiment today with water. Now this one you really don't need any special ingredients for. You do not need a big jar. You can do it in your bathtub, your kitchen sink, or even in the little box that we put all of your school supplies in for summer. So I just filled up this big jar with water. It's a little easier for you to see if I use a big jar. And then I went around my house and I grabbed some things: an apple, a lemon, a cork, a bouncy ball, a seashell, some coral, a Lego, and a crayon. And we're going to play this little sink or float game. So we're going to put an item in, but before we do that, since we're doing science, I'd like you to think about your prediction. Is this item going to sink or is it going to float? So I'm going to start with the little things here. I've got a bouncy ball. Do you predict that this will sink or float? Just realized my dog is right there. She loves to sit on the porch. She's my lab assistant, labradoodle assistant. All right, here's our bouncy ball. This might float. It feels really heavy though. I predict it's actually going to sink. And it sure did, right to the bottom. All right, now we have a Lego. And my prediction with this Lego is it might float until it fills all the way up with water. So let's see what happens here. There's a lot of, you know how a Lego is with space on the bottom. I'm gonna put it in upside down. We'll see what happens. It's floating for now. I think if it gets all filled with water, it might sink. So we'll keep our eye on that one. All right, let's see. Let's try this coral. I'm predicting that this coral might actually float. It doesn't feel too heavy. Oh, it sunk right to the bottom. All right, a seashell. My prediction is that this seashell is going to sink. It's going to fill up with water, I think. Yep, right to the bottom. Okay, let's see. The cork. I'm pretty darn sure that this cork is going to float. Let's see. Oh yeah, right on the top. Cork definitely is known for floating. All right, an apple and a lemon. Let's see, I'm gonna try this lemon. I predict that this lemon, I actually think maybe it will float. Let's see. Oh, it does float, wonderful. And then I think I'm remembering an old-fashioned game called bobbing for apples, and the apples would float and you'd have to get them with your mouth. So I'm pretty sure this apple's gonna float too. Ooh, that was a close one, yes. You see how they start to look bigger in the water too. One more object, we have a crayon, and my prediction for the crayon is it's going to sink. What do you think? If you said sink, you were correct. Okay, that was fun. It's always fun to see what's going to sink or float. Okay, we're going to try another experiment. I have 2 jars here. They are just filled with plain old water. But I know that grapes sink in water, and I know that eggs sink in water. They sink right to the bottom. All right, now I wonder if you know how we could make these float. How could we change the water to make them float? I don't know if you've ever been swimming in the ocean before, and if you have, you might know that it's a lot easier to float and swim in the ocean, and that is because the ocean has a lot of salt in it. So if we were to add some salt to this water and try our egg and our grape, what do you think might happen? Do you think if we add enough salt that the egg and the grape might float? Do you think we can change how the water is? Let's give it a try. Okay, the directions I found said to add 6 tablespoons of salt to your water. So I'm going to need your help counting, all right? That's a lot of salt for 1 cup of water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 more, 6, Okay, wow, can you see what that water looks like now? It looks very cloudy. So we are gonna have to take a minute here to stir. I'll do my best to make this happen quickly. Stir and stir. It's gonna stay white, but we're gonna try and stir till we don't see any more salt on the bottom. No, you do not want to drink this water. And you might also know that if you go swimming in the ocean and the water splashes into your eyes or up your nose, it stings a little bit. Okay, let's see if we have changed our water. It's called changing the density of our water. Okay, let's try and see if this, try the egg first. Now if it doesn't, whoa, oh, you know what I realized? We've got white water and a white egg. I hope that you can tell, but that egg is floating. All right, let's try our grape too. Woo! We changed the water. That's pretty cool. So in this one, just the plain water, the egg and the grape do not float. And in this one, the egg and the grape are floating because we changed the water. We added salt, which changed the density. And that's a pretty big lesson there. Wow, that was cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. All right. Well, it's been fun doing another science experiment with you, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.